standing the way of love. A special message from this station and the National Education.
Welcome to the Region 4 Class 4A High School Playoff game. From Nelson Field, the Wildcats of Calallen High School from Corpus Christi versus the Raiders of John H. Reagan High School. Production of tonight's game is made possible in part through funding from Consolidated Insurance, Osgood Heating and Air Conditioning, where Osgood is good, Southwestern Bell Telephone, helping the youth of Texas become the strength of Texas. The Austin American Statesman. And your local Austin area Slotsky sandwich shops, bringing two originals, Slotsky and Coke, together again. This is a videotape delay of the game originally played at Nelson Field on November 30th, 1990.
We enter week 3 of the second season in Texas high school football. Hello everyone, I'm Dan Hayes, and tonight the Reagan Raiders knock heads with the Calallen Wildcats to see which team advances to the quarterfinal stage of the Class 4A title race. Should be an interesting ball game this evening. These two teams come into tonight's contest fairly evenly matched. Calallen and Reagan both feature very prolific option offenses and very stingy defenses. And helping me cover all the action on the field this evening is former defensive back for the Green Bay Packers and our old friend Al Matthews. And Al, these two teams do seem to have quite a few attractive matchups, don't they?
Yeah, Dan, Reagan and Calallen are very much alike. They're two type teams, run the same basic type of offense. They throw the ball very low, very effective when they throw the football. They like to run the football. They both come from winning background. You take Calallen, this year they suffered 2 losses. Prior to this, I think they've only lost, they hadn't lost a game since '87, a regular season game. They're a playoff team. In 1989, they were 10-1. They won the district ahead of Gregor Portland. Gregor Portland went on to the state semifinals. So they come from a good matchup. Calallen is a very fine opponent for Reagan. Reagan being 12-0 in the year, but like I said, they have a very young team for as playoff is concerned. But if you go back to the background of the Raiders, very rich with tradition. So I'm sure Coach Cedars being part of that, he brought into tonight's game, instilling in the guys, hey, this is Reagan Raider, we're playing at home, there's a lot to play for. But like I say, the teams are very evenly matched there. I think you'll see a lot of offense tonight.
All right, Al, they are evenly matched, and as we go to a graph to illustrate the matchup between the Reagan offense and the Calallen defense, you see that the Reagan Raiders are rolling up a whole bunch of yards, and Calallen's not letting very many people have any.
Yeah, Dan, I was seeing all season long there, Reagan has rolled up a bunch of yards all year long there. Very conservative type of offense. You know, they don't leave the ball lay on the ground very much. They're going to get the fullback up the middle. Hickman will come to outside on the option. You know, they average around 31 points a game there. But you take Calallen, they've been very stingy on defense there, yielding about 168 yards per game there and 8 points there. So your best offense is a good defense. So the Calallen Wildcats, they play very good defense.
Well, speaking of good defenses, let's look at the matchup between the Calallen offense, and as you see, they are a high-scoring and a high-yardage bunch, but they're running up against perhaps the toughest defense in Central Texas.
But then it's almost a mirror. You could take these two teams and really just change uniforms as far as the stats concerned. Calallen rolls up about 368 on the offense. Reagan gives up 9.3. So we're talking about a 1-point difference there. So I think you get down to basic, maybe just a mistake here or there. Both teams very evenly matched.
Well, the Calallen offense is composed of a pretty nifty backfield, and leading that Calallen charge is quarterback Cody Danaher. And the entire backfield, as you look at the graphic, you see that Cody Danaher is accounting for just about half of the total offensive output. He's averaging almost 7 yards, a carry on the ground, and then you've got the fullback, Bullard, and the tailback, Cavazos, also in good shape offensively. These guys can move the mail, and then you've got the wingback, Stephen Claybrook, adding even more of a ground threat. So, Al, it looks like they're a nice complement offensively to a good defense, and certainly it looks like they're as high octane an offense as the Reagan Wishbone.
I think this is the first time coming in we'll see a team that can turn around and offer Reagan the same type deal that they give up there. They'll have very good backs. I mean, you take Danaher, the quarterback, and you mentioned the Bullock, the fullback, as well as the tailback. You know, they'll have the same type firepower. But you go on the other hand of the football, talk about the Reagan Raiders. If you take Hickman, who's done an excellent job coming this year, being the quarterback. Williams has been the whole deal all year long there. Williams, the last couple of weeks, has been a big hitter. You get Shaw there on the year. Shaw's gone over 1,000 yards on the year there. So Reagan has a very prolific offense.
All right, well, it should be a great matchup to watch. We'll see which offense has its way this evening. That could be an interesting test. We will talk with both coaches about whether they think it's going to be an offensive game or a defensive game. And we will be back to visit with Coach Phil Danaher of the Calallen Wildcats. But first, let's take a brief timeout as this special edition of the AISD Game of the Week continues.
The edge that makes you win again and again and again, my friend. You see, once you start smoking, you start choking. Smoking ain't cool, and I'm not joking. Boy, you're glad drinking alcohol. You'll be planning to lose and losing the ball. Wiped out, burnt out, dehydrated, playing so bad that you were intoxicated. So if you dream of being great, keep the performance edge. Keep your act straight.
Nelson Field visiting with the head coach of the Calallen Wildcats, Coach Phil Danaher. And Coach, first of all, welcome to Austin. It's got to feel good getting this far in the playoffs.
It is, and we're excited about being here. Of course, we're playing on their home field, so they've got a little bit of advantage there.
All right, Coach. Well, on paper, you seem to be evenly matched, at least statistically. Now, I talked to you earlier in the week about the chemistry of your team, and you talked to me about how for a while, it was the defense sort of making things happen in the early games while the offense had to come along. You got a lot of youngsters on offense.
That's right. We, at the start of the year, we were very young on the offense. Our defense kept us in a lot of ball games, and then our offense finally gelled. And in the last 3 weeks, we have really just been rolling up a lot more yards, a lot more points. We've been a little more wide open. Our kids have a lot more confidence in executing their offense.
Well, certainly a key to your attack is quarterback Cody Danaher, and he has been able to roll up almost half the yardage your offense has produced this season. What have been the things that he's done to gain such success throughout the course of the year for you?
Well, he's had some good offensive linemen blocking for him, and they give him good protection when he's throwing. And our offensive backs have done a good job blocking. They're a very unselfish group of kids, and they block well for one another. And, you know, it just so happened Cody's had some big gainers where maybe another back hadn't.
All right, Coach, well, as you look across the field tonight at the Reagan Raiders, you're looking at a formidable opponent. And what keys do you think would lead to your success in this game tonight against Reagan?
Oh, definitely. Whoever controls the ball is going to have the advantage tonight. You know, they've got a very explosive offense. We've got an explosive offense. Neither one of the teams want the other one's offense on the field. So I think, you know, they both play good defenses. So, you know, I think it's going to be real interesting to match up because we got to control the ball. They feel like they got to control the ball.
All right, Coach. Well, it'll be an interesting matchup to watch. We'll see who comes out of this one in good shape. Again, it's nice to see you up here in Austin. We hope you enjoy your visit, and good luck this evening.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Coach Phil Danaher of the Calallen Wildcats. Let's take time out, and we'll return with Dennis Cedar, the coach of the Reagan Raiders, as our special playoff edition of the Game of the Week continues.
I was going to take a job at that engineering firm in New York. I got a better offer. I'm building schools overseas with the Peace Corps. The pace is a little slower than New York, but here I'm getting grassroots experience I couldn't get anywhere else. The way I look at it, the world can wait 2 years for another 40-story smoked glass high-rise.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
We're back at Nelson Field visiting with the head coach of the Reagan Raiders, Dennis Cedar. And Coach, you're coming into the playoffs after a tough couple of games against Church Clements and Kerrville-Tivy. What's the overall condition of your team? Any major injuries to report going into the contest tonight?
Well, no major injuries, but, you know, anytime you're going into the 13th week of the season, you're going to have bumps and bruises. And, you know, we're in pretty good shape, though, for considering this, you know, it's this time of the year.
Well, Coach, you've been, like it or not, a comeback team all year. You get behind early, you find a way to turn things around and come back. How has that affected you during the course of the season? Is that just a personality trait that your team has developed?
Yeah, it seems to be. It's not one that I really care for too much, but I am glad that when we do get down, it doesn't seem to phase the kids any. You know, they feel like they can come back. We've had to do it from the first game of the season, and we're able to do it, fortunately.
Well, a lot of your young men, especially quarterback Lewis Hickman on offense, have gotten a lot of deserved press, but it seems that the spark plug for your offense recently has been your fullback, Jack Williams.
Yeah, Jack's done a great job. He's got 966 yards right now, which I think is a phenomenal amount for a fullback. He's averaging well over 6 yards a carry, and he's really been the money back, you know, the last few weeks.
All right, well, we've got a team up here from the coastal plains that looks pretty rugged. Calallen has a formidable offense and pretty good defense. What are the keys you look at as far as having success against them this evening?
Well, we can't make a lot of mistakes, and we've got to play hard for 48 minutes. They're a really big team just looking at them out here. You know, you just have to hang in with them, slug it out, and hope for the best.
All right, Coach, one more question. Now, defensive end Billy Holmes has had an impact on your defensive performance this year. He's been slowed by an ankle. What is his condition approaching kickoff?
Well, he's going to play. You know, he's a real tough kid, and he's had this problem reoccur several times this year. And when the lights go on Friday night, he's always ready to go. So I think he'll play a good game.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck this evening.
All right, thank you.
Head Coach Dennis Cedar of the Reagan Raiders. Well, we are just about ready for a kickoff here at Nelson Field between Reagan and Calallen. And Al Matthews, we've heard from the coaches. What are your thoughts on the keys to success for either of these teams?
You know, like I say, Dan, I said early in the broadcast there, I think the teams are very well matched up there. I think it's going to come down to just a few fundamental differences. I think if you take on the Calallen side, they've got to stop the combination of Hickman, Williams, and Shaw there. Those three guys right there, you know, they're going to start out with Williams up the middle. They're going to soften you up like a boxer going to the body there. They're going to work you inside. If you do stop them there, they'll go outside of the option play there. You know, secondly, I was very impressed, you know, right here when Reagan played Westlake. I thought that was the best his secondary had played all year. You're going to need a great aggressive play out of the secondary. Like I say, Danny, who's a fine quarterback, will throw the ball well. But if they get their aggressive play out of there. You know, the third, we're always talking about the kicking game. Last week against Kerrville, Reagan gave up the Oaken kickoff for a touchdown there. And all year long there, Coach Cedar's been concerned about his kicking game there. So I think they've got to be very solid in their kicking game there. And the fourth reason, I think Reagan, their key tonight is a home crowd. They've got the opportunity to play right here in Nelson Field, right next door to the high school. They've got to keep the crowd in this game there, and I think it's going to be a big plus for them. You take on Calallen's side, I think Danaher, you know, passing the ball or running the football. Here's more or less their field leader, their field general. He's got to be a big game there. You take Bustamante, he's everything. He's all Mr. South Texas. He's all state. He's a very, very big player there. He's a big leader for the Wildcats there. And also, Calallen must stop, like I say, the fullback play of Williams. And speaking of the crowd, Calallen has to get in here and take this crowd out of the football game. If either side can accomplish either one of those things, I think you'll see a solid winner there. But right now, with home field advantage there, I'm going to have to give the nod to the Reagan Raiders simply because we're at home there. Because you match them up on paper, otherwise it's a mirror. They mirror each other. It's good, two great football teams. You forget about Reagan being ranked 5th or 4th in the state there. It's playoff times now. Everybody has the same record.
All right, well, we're just about 48 minutes away from determining which of these two teams heads into the quarterfinal round of the Class 4A playoff title hunt. Reagan and Calallen are just about ready to square off here at Nelson Field. Let's take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll have the kickoff. And as we go, let's show you how these two teams got to where they are tonight.
It only takes a second for an accident to happen. Don't wreck your life.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Reagan Raider Band, under the direction where the Reagan Raider Band and the Reagan Alma Mater is set to play the Reagan Alma Mater. The Reagan Alma Mater is performed by the Reagan Band. And here come the Raiders. The district champion Reagan Raiders take the field. Moments away from kickoff, they have won the toss of the coin and have elected to receive. And while we await that, let's go ahead and introduce the officials for tonight's contest. Left to right, the Houston chapter of officials, the referee Dick Bates, the head linesman Mike Jacob, the back judge Ray Edwards, the umpire C.S. Pennywell, and the line judge Byron Boston. Color guard is standing at the 35-yard line. Both teams are on the field, and we are about ready for the national anthem.
Carrying the Reagan flag, Cadet Staff Sergeant Corey Robinson. The left side rifle honor guard, Cadet Airman First Class Lisa Garcia. And the right side rifle honor guard, Cadet Airman Dorothy Houston. Reagan High School Air Force Junior ROTC instructors are Major Raymond Floro and Chief Master Sergeant Barney Reeser. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for our national anthem to be played tonight by the Reagan Raider Band under the direction of Mr. Gary Faust.
The Reagan Band with the national anthem. We are just about ready to get things underway here at Nelson Field as you see the Calallen Wildcats gathered together under the north end of the field, the goalpost there.
And at 7:30 p.m. Production and promotion of Game of the Week, this 1990
And now Matthews, we're about ready to get this one underway, and you can feel a little bit of extra electricity in the air this evening. The playoffs really do something to you, don't they?
I like to say Calallen being a playoff team from last year. I think, like I say, it's a young Reagan team. They have a lot going for them. They don't have the playoff experience, but they have so much rich tradition riding on them. They have so much to live up to. You know, looking in the stands tonight, I've seen people in the stands tonight have gone to Reagan, 10, 15, 20 years ago. So there's a lot of support, for this team.
And there you see the Reagan sideline. Folks getting last-minute instructions here.
And excuse me here, but you're interested to see there, Coach Cedars there won the toss, and like he told us the other morning there, if he was to win the toss, he would receive the ball. Previously, he's always deferred to the second half there, but they've been hurt by the opening kickoff. So he did say if he won the toss, he's going to take the football.
That's exactly what they'll do. Interestingly, Calallen comes into tonight's contest with a team that is much younger than last year's yet, and some had figured they would be a lesser team than the team that fielded a year ago. That was a team that had a lot of promise, didn't lose a regular season game, and they got knocked off in the first round of the playoffs. And this team is trying to make amends for that here this evening.
For the Reagan Raiders, number 45.
And as you said earlier, Reagan, this a team, a senior team, a veteran team, but not a lot of playoff experience. And so certainly it'll be a test to see how they measure up to the extra electricity that goes with a playoff game.
Well, like I said, in any contest, especially playoff, is just, a turnover, a fumble, or whatever. You've got to stay focused on the football game. And all year, Coach Cedars has managed to keep his team focused. They've been a second-half ball club. He doesn't like to fall behind, but he's fallen behind early in the ball game, but they've had enough poise and composure to come back and win the football game.
Mike McCreary has it on the tee for Calallen. And we are underway. Fielded at the 15. And heading across the 20 to the 23-yard line is the Reagan return man. Let's see. That's number 42 for Reagan. That's Lance Abel. And so first down and 10 for the Reagan Raiders. Let's set their offensive lineup. Up front, they'll have Chris Johnson, Markham, Hippolito the center, Howard, Ariano, and Chester. The backfield, Hickman the quarterback, Shaw, Brown, Williams behind him. First play from scrimmage gets about 3 yards. The Reagan Raiders coming into tonight's contest averaging about 6 yards a snap. And Dennis Cedar told us earlier this week that he was counting on getting that kind of production again tonight.
Well, I don't think you'll find any secret about Reagan's attack. Like I say, they'll feature Hickman, Williams, and Shaw there. It's just not a mystery anymore. They gonna make you stop them. They don't stop themselves there. You stop them.
Second down, close to 8. And to give inside, Jack Williams bustles across the 25 to the 28-yard line. Another short gain.
Again, Dan, you going up against a very tough Calallen team. Like I say, giving up around 161 yards a game, 8 points a game. So, you know, this is no cakewalk. Some big guys out there. You take Buster Money, number 75 there. Big fella.
Quick pass intended for William Porter, the split end. It goes incomplete, and so the Reagan offense trots off the field, and the punting unit comes on.
Good play call by Hickman there. It wasn't enough for a first down. Receiver just losing his footing there, but it wasn't enough for the first down.
Zach Anderson stands back at the 16-yard line. Low snap. Nice high kick. Fielded at the 34. Across the 40. Across the 45 near the 50. Mike McCreary, the safety punter and all-purpose player for the Calallen Wildcats on an excellent return, and Calallen starts off with excellent field position right off the bat.
And it was an excellent return by Calallen. They had the picket fence set up. One Reagan player was able to get in the fence there, but they had a lot going on that play there.
First and 10. And we've got a Reagan player shaken up, and as they attend to him, let's set the Wildcat offense for you. Up front, they've got Gamble, Gary, Guerra, Crowley, Watt, Fowler, and Ramos. Cody Danaher, their offensive spark plug at quarterback. Albino Cavazos, Bullard, Claybrook, and Tennell is the split end. We've got William Porter, the man shaken up, but he is walking off the field in pretty good shape.
Dan, if you go back to that last run back here, he had an excellent block put on him. Good, clean block, hit him up high, but he's kind of rung his bell a little.
Now we're ready for play. Crowley over the football at center, first and 10. The pitch back to number 31, Chester Bullard. And the fullback bulls his way across the 50 into Reagan territory for about 2.5, 3 yards.
Bullard, like I say, they don't have much speed there. Gets the ball, it just runs north and south. Like enough people just kind of run over.
There you see the Reagan defensive front. Holmes, Collier, Williams, Bass, and Chester. McBride and Bell are the linebackers. Cyphers, Nichols, Taylor, and Williams in the secondary. Second down and 7. The pitch to the wingback, Claybrook. He's in trouble and wrapped up for a big loss. Back at the 47-yard line. Leading that charge was Carlos Chester, the defensive end.
I don't think you're going to run around Reagan too much. You might get him on a little finesse play or a trap. Reagan's a very good pursuing lateral pursuit team there. Good overall team quickness there, so they can pursue to the outside there.
Loss of about 4 yards on the play, setting up third down and 11 needed for the first. Danaher rolls to throw, under late pressure. His pass is incomplete. Billy Holmes, the defensive end, applied the pressure And Danaher just had to unload before he got knocked down.
Dan, you mentioned a very important name there, Billy Holmes. Billy Holmes has been slowed by an ankle injury. So the question early in the week, can he hold up and play tonight? But there's no question about it. Holmes knows this is a big ball game. Coach Cedars, the Reagan Raiders, they need him in there. And whatever it takes there, Holmes is going to come to the ball game.
McCreary checks in on 4th and 11. Good snap. Nice kick. Bounces past the return man who covers it at the 4-yard line. That's number 45, Breon Joyner. And Reagan will have to work out of a huge hole, and an excellent special teams effort by the Calallen Wildcats.
Joyner's a very fortunate young man on that play. He did not have to field the ball. I could hear the Raiders coaching on the sideline, let the ball go, let the ball go. He hadn't touched the ball there. He took a chance, picked the ball up there. Somebody put a good lick on him. Big turnover. Like I said, turnover is going to play a big key in this ball game here. The ball may have rolled in the end zone.
From the shadow of their goalposts. 1st and 10. Hickman gives it to the fullback Williams. Not much room as he powers up to the 5, perhaps the 6-yard line.
Coming in to make that tackle for the Wildcats, number 64, Jason O'Malley.
This is the area of the field where you want that fullback to get some success.
He's going to have to carry the football. They don't get too fancy here. Just simple, nice, straight ahead plays there. And basically, that's all they're going to see anyway from Williams. Straight ahead fullback dive.
You see the defensive front and the linebackers for the Wildcats and their secondary. A senior-laden defensive unit. And they wrap up Adrian Shaw in good shape on the far sideline.
We have an injured Wildcat on the ground.
We have an injured Calallen Wildcat and an official timeout. 7 minutes, 55 seconds left to go in the opening stanza of this one. No score.
Dan, what you see right here is kind of like being at a championship boxing match here. The early rounds, everybody kind of filling each other out, see who can take which punch, what play, or what punch is going to work for him. Like I say, unfortunately, Reagan is backed up into the shadow of the old goalpost right now, so it's not a very good position to experiment with.
Javier Martinez is the injured Wildcat who makes it off under his own power.
Dan, this is a big play for the Raiders. You know, there traditionally is not a passing team there, a wishbone type situation there, but it's 3rd and 4. Reagan needs a first down here.
Calallen digs in. 3rd down and 4. Hickman on the counter, nothing doing, wrapped up in good shape, and that's big Dominic Bustamante, number 75, making the stop.
Bustamante at the time there, his initial charge there, he had an inside slant. No one blocked him. You know, took a hard charge inside right to the ball carrier. Like I said, Bustamante, he's all South Texas, all state, tremendous college prospect.
They're hoping he plays basketball after his football season is over. He's 6'6", 257. Anderson gets a towering spiral. Fielded by Claybrook at the 40. No room. Swarmed over at the 41. Adrian Shaw down to make the tackle.
Well, Calallen has set up all night long excellent field position. Go back to the previous punt. They have the ball near the 50-yard line. This time the ball's on Reagan's end of the field there. So Calallen has had the good advantage of excellent field position.
One of the keys you mentioned during the pregame, the kicking game, how important it is. And Calallen with good field position at the Reagan 42. Bullard breaks into the secondary, and Chester Bullard rumbles inside the 35 to the 33-yard line.
Excellent run by Bullard. Like I said, nothing fancy, straight ahead type play there. Got the football, headed upfield, and found someone to run over.
Chester's not the kind of guy you want breaking into your secondary. The Reagan scouting report on him is that he loves to hit and he loves to break tackles. 8 yards gained on that play, 2nd and 2. Bullard again, breaks outside. Finally dragged down on the far sideline. Anthony Taylor makes the stop, or Bullard goes for even more yardage, perhaps a touchdown.
And like I said, another point we brought out was the crowd. The Reagan crowd now is kind of subdued there. But you listen to the cheers coming across from the far side of the field. The Calallen crowd, where the game is going, they're very into this football game. Reagan has to put their crowd in this football game.
From the Reagan 25, 1st and 10. Give again to No, Danaher keeps it, turns the corner, makes it down to the 20, inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Brought down there by Kevin McBride, the linebacker.
You know, Dan, looking at this Calallen team, you see a lot of similarities to the Westlake Chaparral. Same type football team. Good fundamental, big kids, good execution there. You know, they just don't have the receiver as in Jeremy Peterson, but they just look so much like the Westlake Chaparral.
6 yards gained on the keeper by Danaher, 2nd and 4. Bullard gets the call, and he hammers away at that Reagan defensive front for a couple of those yards. Finally wrapped up by Billy Holmes on the inside, along with Robert Collier.
You know, Reagan's not a big defensive team nor an offensive team. They offer excellent quickness. They compensate for a lot of their sides with their quickness and speed. 3rd and 4.
Big play for the Reagan defense. Calallen is moving, and on the keeper, it's Danaher. Breaks the tackle, spins outside for the 1st down. He'll be close to the 10-yard line. They'll spot it at the 12.
1st down. I thought we had some movement on the left side of the Calallen line. It wasn't called.
Now we're beginning to see why Cody Danaher has racked up nearly half the total offense for this offensive unit of the Wildcats. Showing some nifty moves here early. 1st and 10 from the 12. The pitch back. Claybrook turns the corner at the 10. Heads out of bounds just outside the 6.
Anthony Taylor came up in good position there, but he didn't get himself in a football tackling position, enabling Calallen to get outside. But Taylor came up, offered excellent support, but he's got to get in position to make the tackle or turn him back to the inside where all his help is coming from.
A gain of 5, 2nd down and 5. Flags are down as Chester Bullard crashes into the line. Let's check. It could be against Calallen.
It's moving on the left side of the line.
And if so, it's a huge penalty.
Dan, I believe his left guard, it just got a little antsy. I thought he moved a couple plays earlier, but this time Calallen was called for illegal procedure.
Now we'll have to see if this penalty affects the rhythm that this offense has been able to establish against the Raider defense. They've done pretty well
so
on this
far,
drive.
Yeah, definitely so, Dan. Thus far, they've had it, their way.
2nd down and 9 with the 5-yard penalty. Danaher on the keeper. Pursuit. Hit by one Raider and dragged down by the 2nd man through. That was Anthony Taylor making first contact.
Well, Taylor came up this time, got himself in a better position, but he was able to turn the guy back inside and get a hand on him. All you have to do is a corner, get up there, hold him up. Your help's coming from the inside.
Carlos Chester, the man who wrapped Danaher up.
A 3rd and 9, excellent situation for Calallen here with a play action situation.
Third down and 8.
And we have play action pass.
Heavy rush. Danaher is buried. Back near the 20-yard line at the 18. Sandwiched by Leonard Cyphers. And Breon Joyner.
Reagan needed a big play then. Somebody stepped there. That's somebody been Cyphers. They needed a big play. He stepped up and made a big play. But good call by Calallen. Like I said, play action situation. But Reagan was equal to the task.
And now McCreary will attempt a 35-yard field goal from the far hash mark. Flags are down as the kick is on its way. And good, but let's check.
Coach Danaher from the far sideline, he was kind of yelling to his players, timeout.
Illegal procedure against Calallen.
But Dan, jokingly, before the game, we were chatting with him. He can't kick an extra point, but he can kick long field goals. So backing Calallen up 5 yards may be okay because they've kicked a 50-yarder early in the year.
It could be the last thing you want to do to Calallen is move him back farther.
Mark off 5 yards. That'll make it fourth down.
That one looked
About 21
like
yards
it was good from 40, and he'll have another chance to prove that as
This will make it a 40-yard
they will attempt a 40-yarder.
40, Mike McCreary.
McCreary gets a good snap. The kick is on its way. It's long enough, and it's good.
It is good. And that makes our score
The Calallen Wildcats draw first blood here at Nelson Field. They get on the scoreboard with 2:51 in the first quarter to go on top 3-0.
So if you've attended a Reagan football game, Reagan been behind in the football game, that's nothing new. Reagan has always played all year long from behind there. They're just like University of Texas. They don't seem to play until the second half there. So an excellent football team. They don't fall apart. They don't get rattled. They stay with their game plan. So it's nothing unusual. Calallen, like I say, is a sound football team, excellent kicking game, and we alluded to earlier, they have the long capabilities of the long field goal.
Well, Al, if you're on the Reagan sideline, you have to be pleased with the way the defense came through on that possession and totally disrupted the Calallen offense as they got down close. On the other hand, Calallen was able to move the football rather well against that tough Reagan defense, and they were able to come away with some points. And 3 points in the playoffs, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's right. You get down to two teams that are very evenly matched, all points. If you get a field goal, take the field goal because it may come down to that. Of course, like I say, Calallen has exercised or been a benefactor of good field position all night long.
Again, a little bit of a mix-up on the kickoff return, and finally finding the handle and making something out of it is Greg Bell. He manages to make the return out across the 20 to the 23, and so that's where Reagan will take over.
Well, again, we keep harping on the kicking game, but so far in the kicking game tonight, the kicking game has been in Calallen's favor. They put Reagan back, in poor starting position.
We have played most of this first quarter in Reagan's end of the field. And now they come from the I set, and Hickman on the option breaks a tackle across the 40, a delayed pitch. Tried to pitch it to Shaw, but instead it floats out of bounds. Nevertheless, an excellent gain by Lewis Hickman as he moves the football up near midfield. They'll spot it at the 43.
Good job by Reagan then. They started the halfback in motion, got a man outside the pitch man. Hickman, here I think we're here on replay. Started in motion, got a lead blocker, gets upfield, he loses the block, and he has enough presence of mind to pitch the ball. But like I said, the trail man was looking for block, not to receive the ball.
Reginald Brown got a key block to make that one go as Hickman connects with Porter into Calallen territory, swarmed over at the Calallen 46, taken down there by Stephen Claybrook.
Dan, that's the same pass they had earlier on their third down attempt. The pass has been open. Like I say, Porter lost his footing and slipped there, but excellent call by Reagan.
Time is called with 2 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
But then I'm very impressed looking down on the Calallen defense. That's some awful big people that can move very well.
That Calallen defense Up front, they average 200, almost 213 pounds a man, and that's not, well, it is figuring in big Dominic Bustamante.
Well, like I say, they parallel. Like I say, just look at them. I look at the Westlake Chaparrals. I keep, you know, that team just sticks out in my mind. The only team that Reagan has played that caliber, that size, and for is matching them up in ability.
They appear to be inches short of the first down, a couple of links of the chain.
Well, like I say, Reagan won't get excited about being behind 3-zip. Coach Cedar's going to continue on with his game plan. But if he could have got that pitch off then, I think we'd have saw a score, you know, 7-3.
Reagan again comes up in the I formation. Two wideouts, Reginald Brown on the near side, Porter on the far side, and Hickman under delayed rush, airs it out. Intercepted out of bounds. McCreary, the safety, coming in and almost coming away with an interception.
Well, Reginald Brown, like I say, the ball was thrown initially, thought it was coming to the outside, the ball came to the inside. He kind of turned around, could not make an adjustment on the ball there. But initially, he had a step on the defense, but Hickman, under a lot of pressure there, could not get the ball off to him. But like I said, initially, he was open. Now we come up to a situation, you know, we're 3rd and inches. But a good call on 2nd down. You know, who's to expect, you know, your 2nd inch is a good call.
They go from the power I. You expect to see the fullback here. Instead, they'll give it to Shaw. The ball comes loose. Brown tries to get it, but it's recovered by Calallen inside the 40 at the 39. A huge turnover by the Reagan Raiders, and Calallen is set up in great shape after what looked like a Raider drive that may have responded to the field goal drive by Calallen.
Unfortunate play. He had first down was made there, but that extra move to get away there, the ball popped out there. But like I say, it was a first down play. It was an impressive drive.
So Calallen's defense bends a little, doesn't break, gets the ball back for the offense. They're set up in good shape. That's Bullard. And just check that.
Well, it's the old Bummerooski play there. Everybody comes to the left there. The ball is left on the right side. And you can hear the Reagan coaches holler Bummerooski.
That was Cavazos, Albino Cavazos on the carry, and Cyphers on the stop.
Yeah, that's one thing about playoffs. You always got to be ready for some type of play because, you know, the teams you're playing, you haven't seen them all year. Or you really hadn't played anybody who's played them. Get ready for trick plays.
On the option, the pitch to Claybrook. He's in trouble. Billy Holmes finally wraps him up. Gets some help down there from Reginald Brown.
Well, you can credit the backside of the Reagan Raiders team. They had enough patience to stay at home. Everybody, coach, you teach your defensive end, stay home, watch for the reverse. You trail the play from the backside. Here's on the replay. Cyphers mixing on the play, but that's Holmes on the backside there. Holmes stayed at home. No pun intended.
None taken.
None taken.
3rd and 20. One back set. A wing and a wide out to the near side. And this is Cavazos on the counter. He gives it up. Reagan has it. Cavazos returns the favor, giving up the football. And this time, Reagan is set up in excellent field position at the Calallen 38-yard line.
Back then, that's identical play, identical spot where they gave the ball up. But Dan, I knew we'd see, well, I had a feeling we would see that play tonight. I thought there were a couple plays Westlake hurt Reagan on, and that was a wing back coming on a quick trap.
That was Regan Nichols coming up with the fumble recovery. 1st and 10 from the I. The pitch. Shaw gets a block. cuts inside the 35, slides down to the 31 before he's knocked down by Lewinsky.
Then you're talking about Reagan Nichols. You know, last week against Kerrville, he's one at the big interception, brought him around there. Fine guy who runs track for the Raiders, and he also has turned out to be a good football player.
Dennis Cedar is beginning to find the people to step forward and make the plays when they have to, as we have come to the end of quarter number 1 here at Nelson Field, where our score, the Calallen Wildcats 3, the Reagan Raiders nothing.
We had a score from Gregory Portland. Another high school football playoff action tonight at halftime.
Proud of yourself. You exercise, eat right, keep informed. You even quit smoking. You look great. But while you're getting yourself in shape, your world is getting out of shape. Protecting the environment begins with you. Conserve, recycle, care, or someday you may find yourself all dressed up with no place to go.
And in other news in the Greater Tuna area, Sheriff Buford Givens has just arrested another lousy litter bug.
Nailed his tail.
Find his hiney.
Clipped his knickers.
Put him away.
Under the jail.
He did. And I have news for all you potential litter bugs out there. When you're messing with tuna, you're messing with Texas.
Oh, don't mess with Texas.
Don't do it.
And in other related news,
We begin second quarter action with Reagan about to snap the ball at the Calallen 32-yard line, 2nd and 5. And the give to Reginald Brown, and Reginald bangs down to the 30.
Bustamante again. All his charges, you know, they're going up the middle there. Bustamante, his initial move, he's coming down with a hard charge inside. You know, looking at him for the game, a fine football player, good specimen. There's not any fat on him. He has good reaction. Watched him doing all the agility drills. I was really impressed with him. Being that big, I mean, he has good movement.
He's the kind of guy you want in the low post on your basketball team. 3rd down and 3. And Hickman on the option, good pursuit this time. And he is taken down for no gain on the near side. That's number 31, Chester Bullard, playing a little defense and making a good stop.
This is the first situation for Coach Cedar there. Big decision. Do we punt the football or we go for it? It's 4th and 2. While the ball's lined up, basically Calallen's exercised or had the advantage of that type of field position all night long. That's the first quarter stats.
Total yards very close. Time of possession in Calallen's favor. Meanwhile, back to action, 4th down and 2. Quick pass, complete. Carlos Chester, the big tight end, 240 pounds, makes the catch and gets the first down. That's a clutch play.
Yeah, that same type of pass. You know, we had Reagan our opening game against LBJ. That play was open late in the ball game. In fact, that brought them from behind against LBJ. They kept hitting Chester over the middle.
Took a shot from McCreary.
Number 40, McCreary, put an excellent hit on him. If you're going to catch the ball, we all said defensive back, you make them pay there. Make him know that you're there. Good play by the free safety.
Chester paid the price, but got a first down for the Raiders as Williams goes to work. Takes it straight up the gut, inside the 20, down to the 14 before he is finally wrapped up. Preston Parker in on that stop. And let's have a look at this run by Williams again.
He sees a little daylight to the inside, just head straight up the field there. I like saying, your wishbone attack here, if you got a good, quick fullback, he's going to make a bunch of yards. You know, take when the wishbone first started back at the University of Texas, or later on, they had Roosevelt Leak. Roosevelt was an excellent wishbone fullback.
2nd down and 1, 9-yard gain. And they'll give it to him again. Serious hitting going on as Williams is roughed up close to the first down. And again, Bustamante on the bottom of that stack along with the safety McCreary.
Looks like, Dan, you've got to give a lot of credit to Usmani. I mean, he's all over the field there. He was on the far side of the line there, and he's pursuing all the way down the line of scrimmage. So he's a big impact player for that Wildcat defense. And like I said, when you're giving up 161 yards a game, 8 points a game, you're playing defense.
Calallen digs in. Reagan inside the 15, 1st and 10. This time Hickman keeps it and hurdles a man for a couple of yards. That was Dwayne Atkinson, the defensive end, who tripped him up.
Well, you got Reginald Brown for Reagan getting up a little slow there, number 28 there. Previous play that looked like he had hurt his ankle there, so he's kind of hobbling around there. He's going to be replaced there.
That'll bring us second
Reginald
down.
Brown checks out.
But Hickman has so much quickness.
He really did. If he hadn't been tripped up, he might have gone for the whole bundle.
Well, he'd have been close.
2nd down and 7. Again, a completion down near the goal line, struck me in for a touchdown. William Porter, the split end, and Reagan gets on the board.
That was determination. He caught the ball on the 2 or 3 yard line. He was determined to get in the end zone. A fine play. The same play they've been running all night. He just called a split end stop. He goes down the field, 7, 8 yard stop, turns in. An all individual effort getting into the end zone. You know, you think of Hickman, you don't think of turning him throwing the football. By the time we've seen him this year, he's done a fine job of throwing the ball.
Hickman comes limping off the field after Miller's extra point is up and good. Let's check that. 8 minutes, 27 seconds left to go until halftime. Our new score, Reagan on top of Calallen, 7-3.
I think Hickman caught a shot in his thigh pad.
Let's have another look at that pass from Hickman to William Porter.
Can't see just play action, fakes it fullback, and just runs the split in turn, whether a turn in pattern or a stop pattern. But like I say again, it was individual effort. He was just determined to get in the end zone.
Hickman's completion rating or completion percentage is about 40%, but I guarantee you every pass he hits has been a big one.
You know, given time to throw the football, he's been very efficient. But again, the crowd got into that drive area. And like I said earlier, Calallen, with the fumble and the field goal, they have the Reagan crowd. It was a little quiet over here, but Reagan mounted some plays back-to-back air, got this crowd behind him. That's what it's going to take. When you're a home field advantage, playoff, everything helps it. Like I say, not being a playoff type team as the Wildcats, they need everything they can get behind them.
And that was a huge play by William Porter, but you have to go back to the fumble recovery by Regan Nichols that set this one up. As Abel's kick is low and short. Taken by Cavazos. Across the 25, up near the 30. He'll be knocked down and spotted. They'll spot the ball just outside the 27-yard line.
Well, I'm sure Coach Cedars can breathe a little easier right now because he's been concerned about his kickoff coverage.
There you see the Reagan scoring drive. 8 plays. It took them almost 4 minutes. And they culminated the drive with the 10-yard pass to William Porter. First down and 10. Danaher is wrapped up. Reagan swarms to Cody Danaher, and he is not able to break out of this one. Leonard Cyphers led that charge.
Apparently the Wildcats game plan is just going man-on-man, take the ball outside. Hopefully the quarterback, Danny here, can slip outside and break a tackle.
Loss of about a half a yard on the play to bring us second down, a little more than 10.
Al, it appears as Reagan defense is beginning to heat up and get stronger as the game goes on.
Well, like I say, I think if the secondary plays aggressive, because it's kind of taken for granted, the defensive line, they're going to play aggressive. But if you can get the aggressive play out of the secondary, Reagan has an excellent chance to win this football game.
On second down, that's Danaher again, and again, not much room.
corner looks good running the Wildcat offense. Just a junior, but he shows a lot of poise there. Good-looking kid. But I still say one play, I think they'll bring back the Raiders as a wing-back trap. Now they finally break up the backfield, get into a slot formation.
The passing set as they roll to throw in Danaher's. Pass is complete. Wrapped up across the 40 to the 43-yard line is number 43 for the Wildcats, Scott Slater. Greg Bell makes the stop.
Well, I see Coach Bridges having some instruction out there. The corner played a soft corner. By I mean a soft corner, he laid back and played soft. Gave the guy too much yardage there. He had excellent side help from his safety there, but he played a soft corner. The guy ran down. He ran a lazy out. It wasn't a very...
Calallen with a first down as Danaher goes back to work, finds room on the far side, breaks it into Reagan territory, and he is wrapped up. Number 40, let's see, it's down on the 43-yard line. Regan Nichols again having to make the stop.
Well, like I said, Danny, I think, is a fine quarterback, and their game plan looks like, you have to stop him. He's going to take the ball to either side of the field or either corner, find the soft corner, and run the football.
And now it's the Calallen offense that, again, is finding its rhythm. Chester Bullard breaking, and he is nailed at the 35. Said he was breaking tackles, but Anthony Taylor.
Hello.
Anthony Taylor gave him a deep massage and dropped him like a stone at the 35. Now that's a job when you consider Anthony Taylor's 160 pounds and Chester's going at 202.
Again, they're going to need that type of aggressive play in the secondary. But like I said, the play that hurt him was a couple plays ago when they had him 3rd and 10 was that out pattern.
Nevertheless, an 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The pitch this time close to the first down is Claybrook.
No, he's about a foot short. It's about 3rd and half a yard.
Mike Williams, the nose guard, had to slide over and make the stop on Claybrook.
Reagan's calling timeout.
Reagan wants to talk things over on 3rd down and short. Stephen Claybrook had 2 long runs for TDs earlier this season against Laredo Nixon. And one of those, a 92-yard interception return on defense. He also had an 85-yard punt return. As you see a couple of Raider fans braving the cold.
Yeah, Dan, they got another ball game between Gregler Portland and Westlake down in Gregler Portland. They just announced the score at halftime. And Westlake is leading 21-10.
There you see what the Reagan defense has done. 2 weeks ago, they held Schertz Clemens to minus 30 yards rushing. And on the season, only 70.3 yards a game.
But again, just like Hickman running the Reagan offense, you take Danihue running the Wildcats. The quarterback is a key element, and he's been very, very prominent tonight running the football. He's only pitched the ball twice.
Huge play for both teams.